Bob your heads a little bit. Give me that gratitude, Bob. Let me see your cameras. Where that gratitude, Bob, at? We go ahead and rock and roll. I'm thankful on tonight. I'm thankful, I'm grateful, I'm thankful tonight. I'm grateful and I'm thankful and I'm grateful tonight. I'm thankful and I'm grateful and I'm thankful tonight. Let's break it down before I jump in this building. Yo, I'm excited. Welcome to the Power Within family. This is a call that we've been doing for every Tuesday night. And I'm super blessed to be here before you guys on tonight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brittany Burrell. I go by B Burrell. As Miss LaCree shared on tonight, yes, I did retire on this exact date 3 years ago. I used to work as a surgical technician. So if I have any traders on the line, any builders on the line, or any guests, doesn't matter your background or what your goal is, set the goal and go. That's it. Don't worry about no dates. Don't worry about no deadlines. Listen. I literally got started, didn't know diddly squat about trading, didn't know what a PIP was, didn't know what a MetaTrader 4 app was. Got started, dived into the academy in October of 2017, April 6th of 2018. I walked away from a corporate job and haven't looked back ever. All right, ever. Don't have a desire to, don't plan on. I will go drive Uber before I do that. All right. And I want you guys to understand, this academy has changed my life, man. Shout out to Christopher Terry and Isis Della Torre, man. I would not be here speaking to y'all. My portfolio, we wouldn't have this compound effect going on. All of these things came from a seed. Oh, oh my goodness. Isis Della Torre and Christopher Terry. If y'all don't know the CEO of this company, y'all need to shoot him some shout outs and some love. See, it was all a dream. It was all a dream. They were retired already. They were looking for ways to help impact another family. I want y'all to look at yourself tonight. I want you to look at the families that you walk past, the families that you see. You may be the person right now that may be in a challenge, leaving a challenge, or headed to a challenge. Understand that challenges are not based off of your faith. Your faith attracts the challenge. Okay? You're not protected from challenges just because you have faith. Faith attracts challenges. Write that down. Whew. Faith attracts challenges and faith attracts blessings. Why? Because he said, I won't put more on you than you can bear. I won't put more on you than you can bear. So being a believer, being a person who walks by faith, that means you have decided to attract challenges with intention. You shouldn't be oblivious when challenges arise. So what did Chris and Ice go through? They've gone through 10 challenges time and time again. When the company first started, Chris was the only educator. He was the only educator. They had like 5,000 people at I Am Master Academy. Then the company started doing good. And guess what? Everybody left except Matt Rose and Jason Brown. And then guess what? Then the company goes up to 30,000 subscribers. And then guess what? They have another retracement. They had a ripple effect. See, no matter what came, no matter what the world was thrown at them, no matter what lawsuits came at them, no matter what regulations came at them, for some reason, they were still thriving no matter what was coming in front of them. And so what happens is Ripple hits $1.07 today. Shout out to my portfolio, right? And so this company reaches over 400,000 people. Why? Because it started as a seed. It started as two people just sitting there having an imagination. You have to understand the power of your imagination. It doesn't matter the experience that you're in right now. It doesn't matter if it's a good moment or a challenging moment. When God gives you a seed, it is time for you to go harvest that thing. So what seeds do you have in your life on tonight? What things are you ready to manifest on tonight? Somebody drop seed in the chat box for me. SEED. Somebody drop seed in the chat box. What are you trying to harvest on tonight? Because let me tell y'all what came out of that seed. A young man that's 25 years old making $1 million a month came out of that seed. My mentor, #1 earner, African-American earner in the industry, came out of that seed. Come on. B Burrell, 6-figure trader headed to 7, came out of that seed. Understand what can come out of your seed. It's not even limited to what you're thinking right now. See, everybody is connected. Everybody is connected. Guess what came out of that seed? 400,000 people being exposed to financial literacy and investing that never has been done before. We're headed to 1 million. Guess what also came out of that seed? People trying to copy, paste, and profit what we've already done. Somebody, we call them imitators. That's what came out of that seed, right? Guess what came out of that seed? Also came out of that seed bad fruit. See, some people came into harvest season, but couldn't sustain the heat. They couldn't sustain the challenges. They forgot when we said we're impacting, educating, and enriching 1 million families, that came along with faith. And faith comes along with challenges. So when you sign up with I Am Master Academy, you're signing up for challenges. That's what you got to understand. And guys, maybe you may not be a part of our academy, but understand when you are a believer, you're signing up for challenges in your life on tonight. So you need to document that on your paper tonight. I have signed up for challenges because I decided to have faith. I have decided to have faith, right? So let's not look one way in this experience on tonight. See, seeds come with two strands. Seeds come with two strands. There's a faith strand, and then there's a challenge strand, right? Capable of developing into another plant. I want you to understand the definition of seed is a flowering plant's unit of reproduction. A flowering plant's units of reproduction. The seed is the units of reproduction. Many things are going to have constantly reproduced from that first seed. But the seed that we have, is also capable of developing other things. So if it has the ability to develop another plant, understand that all plants won't make it through that harvest season. That's why when you are out here talking to other people, when you're positioning other people into this seed, understand that they're going to reproduce, but that doesn't mean they're going to sustain. Not all plants live. Not all plants live. So they may have come in and been excited and started thriving and having this amazing experience, but they forgot to water that seed with faith. They forgot to water that seed, to expose that seed to the sunlight. They forgot the light is your words. Come on, B. The light is your words. They forgot to speak up in that situation. They forgot to keep, if I'm the new seed, I got to light myself. I can't speak negative. I can't speak death, right? So you guys may be reproducing other individuals inside this opportunity, but they have the responsibility of speaking light into their lives on tonight. So if they go out there and they're like, oh man, I'm excited. I just joined Generational Wealth. I just joined I just joined this opportunity. I could change my life. And then next week you get on the phone, or next week you see them on social media having doubt, having limited thoughts, having disbelief. They have begun to put themselves into a dark spot. We talked about the darkness last week. And I ain't gonna go into, y'all can listen to that playback. I gotta drop it, my bad. All right. The dark one was that last week was real deep. But I want y'all to understand on tonight, you may be a plant, but you got to decide tonight, are you going to live or are you going to die? Crystal Ice has already planted the seed, family. They did that in 2013. Do y'all understand this harvest is still continuing from almost 11 years ago? 8 years ago. All right. Do you understand the seed was planted in 2013 and the harvest continues to grow and grow? See, when they first was having a harvest, they could go outside with some gloves and just pluck all the harvest. It was enough for just a couple of people to pick up the harvest from the land. But now they got to hire contractors. Now they got to hire companies to continue to pull the harvest out of the ground, because it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Seed also means to, they say, sow with seeds. All right. Produce or drop seeds. All right. So at the end of the day, seed is sowing. All right. Seed is sowing. And it's fertilized. All right. It's fertilized so they can bring about a new plant, a new structure. Okay. So again, what are you sowing? What type of seed are you? You've already been, the first seed was already planted, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're just reproducing. We're now the fruit that has fallen off of the tree. We're just the fruit falling off of the tree. And that fruit can be taken over to Argentina. That fruit can be taken over to China. That fruit can be taken over to the UK. See, this fruit is being fertilized. It's being placed in every single continent on the planet. And once you land at home, what are you going to germinate yourself with? Are you speaking life or are you speaking death? You got to choose on tonight, going forward. So who are you? What will you become? Understand this. You got to become excuseless. Somebody write that one down. You got to become excuseless. Yeah, that's a word. I don't know if it's a dictionary. Don't care. You got to become excuseless. You got to hold yourself 100% responsible for your success in every single area of your life. Where do you want your finances to be? What do you want your mindset to be? How do you want to speak when you wake up every single day? How do you want to speak to yourself and to the lives of other people? How do you want people to see you? You got to be excuseless. We got to make sure we're out here executing. I put on my Instagram today, knowledge is wasteless without action. It's dead. It's not living. Do y'all understand that plants have to continue? Plants need exposure to light. They need exposure to the sunlight. So if you are the plant today, I want you to metaphorically think about yourself. You are a plant. The light that you got to speak into yourself is the words. Your words provide life. Your words give life, right? So are you giving light on today? It says light is a natural agent that stimulates sight and makes things visible. Lord have mercy. I'm going to say that again. Light is a natural agent that stimulates sight and also makes things visible. So when you're using your prayer formations, when you're speaking into yourself, you begin to see the things that you want to manifest for yourself. See, words create images. Am I right or am I wrong? If I say suburban, you're going to see a suburban, right? If I say a double cheeseburger, you're going to see a double cheeseburger because your words gave light. Your words are the light agent, ladies and gentlemen, and they create the images. They provide sight. So that's why you got to wake up every day and read your affirmations. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have $100,000 in every single portfolio on my crypto portfolio. I'm so happy and grateful that I have completed 445 trades in my 8% on my HFX account. I'm so happy and grateful that I have completed 445 trades, 2% trades on my MetaTrader 4. Guess what happens when I say that? I can see the future in the present. I can see the future. I'm so happy and grateful now that I live at the Icon condo in Miami on Brickell Avenue. Guys, when I say that out loud, I can see that image. And if you can't see the image, that means you haven't practiced speaking, right? You haven't practiced giving yourself the light. See, when you purchase that light, that plant, you got to sit it outside in the light. You got to put it in a space where light can attract to it. Otherwise, it's going to do what, ladies and gentlemen? Somebody drop in the chat box. If you don't put that plant near the light, what does the plant do? What does the plant do? Right? Anybody? There we go. So guess what happens when you're not speaking your words? Your sight, your vision, what's supposed to be visible to you begins to die. That's why you can't see $1 million because you never spoke it. That's why you can't see a 7-figure trading account because you never spoke it. See, you're too busy not believing that it can happen for you. So you got to understand, you got to bring light into your life so that you begin to see what's visible for you. All right. You got to begin to stimulate yourself. It started with a seed. Chris, Isis, thought became a thing. Thing became a seed. Seed was planted. Planted has reproduced. Jesus Christ. Plant has reproduced. The question is, how many cycles of reproduction are you going to go through before you actually start having your own harvest? How many cycles of reproduction are you going to go through before you start to have your own harvest? That's when we get down to our own habits. That's when we get down to our beliefs. That's when we get down to our actions. Learning without execution is useless. Motivation without action leads to self-delusion. All right? You got to be consistent, have positive action. Consistent, positive action every single day. That is your tool. It will begin to make it real and have a lasting difference in your life. Guys, what is it that you want? Do not be involved in any opportunity just because of hype. Don't be involved in the opportunity because it's cool. I want you to have a transformation. I want you to believe bigger. I want you to have more faith. I want you to love yourself better. I want you to love them crusty elbows and them crusty feet. I want you to love who you are because there's no way you can begin to spread more love when there's no love harvesting within you. We got to begin to love ourselves even better. We got to love what we are, even if you're sitting in the darkness, because plants have to be buried in the dark for them to harvest. So love your dark experience. Love your desert experience, because the harvest is on the way. Somebody drop harvest in the chat box for me. Your harvest is on the way. So how do we pull ourselves out of the dark? The light. It's simple. You take a seed, you buried it under the dark soil, you put the soil in the sun, and guess what? It begins to radiate beneath the soil, penetrate, attract. If you stay in a state, the right frame of mind, you can begin to attract the light. What does that mean? You see, right now, you may be situated around people who don't have the same mindset. You may be around people you don't want to be around and emulate. But for some reason, because within you, you wake up every single day, God, please help me. Put me in a space to be in a better space. Put me in a space to be around better people. And so you speak it. Guess what happens? That light is going to find a way to beam on you, baby. You're going to break that soil. You're going to break the earth. You're going to break the ground. And guess what's going to start happening? You're going to start growing. You're going to start developing. But don't forget, I told y'all last week that rain is going to slam you upside your head. But you don't stop growing just because of the rain come. When has a tree ever stopped growing just because it rained? When has a tree ever stopped growing just because it rained? If anything, it created a breakthrough. If anything, it created a quantum leap. Remember, your faith, it attracts challenges. Your faith attracts challenges. So the challenge is the rain. The rain creates a quantum leap, a quantum growth in your life. How many of y'all want a quantum leap in your life on tonight? Drop some ones in chat box. Who wants a quantum leap in their life? All right. To accomplish your goals, guys, we have to have the right habits. Okay. We have to be exceptional. Okay. Anything that you desire where you don't put any action behind is completely wasteless. That's what I said. It was wasteless. All right. Don't allow your dreams and goals to become wasteless. Don't allow your ambition to become wasteless. A lot of people allow time to be the biggest distraction for them. How many of y'all have ever been on a journey where you're growing your account, or you might be learning the skill set, and maybe you want to lose weight. You maybe want to build better relationships, and you keep tracking the growth. You keep tracking the process because you keep looking at the watch. You keep looking at the calendar book. Anybody ever done that before? Have you ever allowed your time to discourage you? Yes or no in the chat box. Have you ever allowed time to discourage you? And maybe you didn't know it at the point. We've all been there, right? You're comparing like where you think you should be. You're like, man, I thought I'd be further ahead by now. It's been 2 years. I thought I'd be further ahead by now. It's been 6 months, right? But if you think, instead of looking to where you think you should be, I think y'all need to do better about looking for where you've come from. Stop comparing where you think you should be and start being grateful for where you've come from. You have to have the right perspective. And so many use their light to give them the wrong perspective. Their light is their words. So you're like, man, it's April 6th. B says she retired in 6 months, man. Why ain't did that yet? Instead of you looking at how far you've come, looking at your growth, being grateful, right? I was very obsessed in my journey, so I don't know if anybody's been that insane, all right? But understand this, you didn't know what MetaTrader 4 was, now you do. You may not be an proficient trader in the physical yet, but if you're speaking it, you can attract the light. Understand this, ladies and gentlemen. If you're speaking it, you can attract the light. All right. I'm going to bring up my email of when this is a perfect occasion. I'm going to bring up my email from when I didn't have the money to start. See, I didn't have the money to start. I was in the dark. I was in a dark space, somebody would say. But do you understand that some people are blind and can still see the light? Some people are blind and can still see the light, because the light is all about perspective. Light is all about your mindset. So where are you going to go tonight? Where do you want to be? Right? Where do you want to be? I'm going to find that email for y'all, because somebody on this call tonight may feel like time You may have allowed time to discourage you. You may have allowed time to distract you. You may have allowed time to be your enemy. Oh, Lord, somebody may have allowed time to be their enemy. All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna share my screen on my phone. I want you to see why you shouldn't have, there's no audacity for you to be discouraged. Proof of why I have to win. Okay, this is a message I emailed to myself. Look at the bank balance. Look what process. Gas out. All right. The other one is on the bottom. They had already posted. Gas out and Georgia Power. I got an overdraft on purpose. I tell people this all the time. What does that say? Our market's live. $195. I didn't have a measly $195 to start learning how to become wealthy. And I said, well, doggone, why don't I have $195? Because I wasn't taught money management. I wasn't taught how to build wealth. I was only taught to work a 9 to 5 and live check to check. I was taught that my bills should equal my expenses. So when there was something I needed to do, I didn't have a disposable income. What does it say, y'all? What does it say? My funds are low. I'm hustling. I'm working 10 hours a day. All right. My cousin Chad hit me up. Right. Blah, blah, blah. Begin the next morning. I put my account into the negative because I needed the skill more than I needed the money. I needed the skill so that money would never be an issue. Right. I would foot the bill to hustle back the difference. Right. Despite the fact that I technically didn't have the funds, despite the fact that I'm in the dark, despite the fact that I'm in the darkness, but guess what? I planted that seed in the faith of soil, the soil of faith, excuse me. I planted that seed in a dark faith. The faith of the soil was dark. The soil was filled with faith. I didn't plant that seed in doubt. I didn't plant that seed in disbelief. So when I call y'all and I'm telling you to suck it up and you'll get through it, it's because I was one shoe. I had to hustle it back. Guess what? My affirmations included being a multi-millionaire by 2022. And we on track. Come on. 2022. I gave myself 5 years. Oh my goodness. I will learn and master this skill and pour into the world. I didn't know nothing about no trading. I just signed up. You don't need the money to start. You just have to make up your mind, commitment, and discipline to earn it. 7 figures on the way. Come on. So no excuses. I just told y'all you got to be excuseless. Are y'all hearing me tonight? I hope y'all hearing me tonight. Right? Are y'all hearing me tonight? Drop it in the chat box. So yeah, I went through what you're going through. I worked all the long hours. I studied from 2 to 6 a.m. to learn this skill. But guess what? Y'all in a better position than me because there was no copy and pasting when I started. There was no HFX. So quit all the excuses. Quit wasting time. I don't care about you having a whole bunch of kids. I don't care that you own food stamps and all that. That's an excuse. You leverage where you are to get where you want to go. You plant your seed in faith. You plant it in the soil and you go to the light. You speak light and so you can attract the light. The light is God in your life. If you're not speaking up, it's an excuse. If you didn't show up, it's an excuse. I don't want to know all the details of your excuses. You don't have to elaborate on excuses. I don't care about that. I want to know the answer. I want to know the decision. I want to know the choice that you're going to make. Right? It's saying everything in me not curse on his card. Right? I don't care about all that. So now y'all saw me. You saw the inner me, but the inner me never had an enemy. I never allowed what life was going through to be my, listen. I said, listen, I didn't use it as an enemy. I didn't use it as an excuse. I use it as a reason. I don't have no money to start, Chad. But guess what? I'm going to start anyway. I did a check. I'm going to get an overdraft. I didn't have nobody knew. My family didn't know I did that. Nobody know I did that quietly on my own. And I was going to make that decision count. Right? 2022 isn't even here yet, y'all, in the physical. But I was living in 2022 5 years ago. I was living in 2022, 5 years ago. I'm speaking about 22. I'm actually speaking as if I'm 22. That's what I'm saying. 5. Y'all do the math. This is 2022 today. I was living in 22. I said I would be a multimillionaire in about the end of 2022. HFX jumping, MetaTrader 4 jumping, cryptos jumping. Wow. Even if I didn't know how to trade, I was around the right people. I knew it had to rub off of me one day. So that's why I want to give a shout out. Who said it? I think it was Lacree or Q. Just staying connected. Yeah. Staying connected. Vestavia is good at that. Just staying connected. You don't have to be the loudest. You don't have to be the most popular. But are you here? And are you active? Are you applying things? It's cool to be present. 90% of it is just showing up. But you got to make sure that you understand this environment became the soil. This environment that you guys are in is the soil. You're just a part of the seed. But understand, when you begin to grow, you can die as well because you aren't speaking life. You're not on the mindset calls. You're not doing the repetitious behavior. You're not showing up. All you keep doing is judging the clock. Listen, your clock doesn't reproduce the success. Your habits do. Looking at the clock, oh man, I've been doing this for 6 years. Stop counting the seconds and start counting on your behavior. Count your habits, not count time. What you count time for? That's something we really don't even have. So stop counting it. Count on yourself. Count on your behavior. That's what I did. You saw the proof. I'm going to make this thing work. My discipline, my habits. I was very unconscious of what I was doing then. I was just like, I'm just going to make this thing. I ain't never did this before. I studied from 2 to 6 every single day without even thinking, without hesitation. Guys, I would get out of the bed at 2. I had never done that before in my entire life. My desire was so strong. It was through the roof. I would study on lunch break. I would study in church. I would study in the car. People be talking to me. I'm studying. I don't even know what they're talking about. Study, study, study. Because you know what was painful for me? The fact that I didn't have $195. That's lightweight. B, why you don't have $195? I mean, you spent that in the nightclubs. You spent that in tips. You spent that in drinks. Now you don't have $195 when it matters? Oh my goodness. Could you imagine that? Not having $234 when it matters? People spend $234 when it never matters. Fast food, going out. Yeah, spring break too. Pause on spring break this year. Put that thing into an investment account so that spring break can happen as a lifestyle and not a moment in life. God. Temporary sacrifice. All right. I got some people that I said, you spent money doing what? And I've asked you to just go open up a crypto portfolio. You could have tripled, you could have quadrupled your account by now. Now you don't even have no account picking money. Look at you. All right. Just go to your friends and say, look at you. What Tommy used to say on Mario? Cole, you stupid. Now don't tell your friends they stupid. Look back at your life 5 years ago and now where you are. Would you think you would be where you are today? Yes or no in the chat box. If you look at your life 5 years ago, would you have thought you would be here on tonight? Would you have thought you'd be on a mindset call, a part of an investment educational platform, talking about belief and faith and investing in financial freedom? Heck no. 5 years ago, in this day and age, what was that? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. I don't even remember what I was doing in 2016. 15, 16, 20, just working, working, want to do something different. I quit my music. I was depressed. I remember that I was depressed in 2016. All right. Let me ask y'all a question. Are you in the shape that you want to be in? Nope, for me. Yeah, I was going through depression. I was angry at God because I had a 26-centimeter tumor pulled out of my stomach. And I was angry that I couldn't move the way I wanted to. So I just completely removed music out of my life and I was so angry. 26, it took me a year and a half to get over that. Toxic lifestyle. Look at y'all all healthy. Look at y'all looking all brand new diamonds, reproducing, real seed, real harvest, real faith, real growth. That's a good space, right? 5 years ago, I was depressed and angry with a scar across the bottom of my stomach. All right. I was so mad at God in college in the passenger seat. Right? So crazy, right? Are you in the shape that you want to be in? Okay. I personally know I'm not in the shape that I want to be in. So I'm gradually scaling that into my routine. Okay. Do you have a cushion income drifting through college? Do you have the income that you want? Do you have the investment? Are your investments growing? Are your trading accounts growing? Right? Do you have a vibrant, healthy lifestyle? Are your friendships healthy and thriving and loving? Right? Do you have the skills that you need to point you in the right direction? If not, guess what all you got to do, baby? Make a choice. It's just as simple as that. When people are in toxic situations, they have low bank accounts, like toxic situations, they want to lose weight. It's literally just a decision. It's literally a decision. But it's either not uncomfortable enough, don't have friendships. Diana, all your friends on this call right now. All your friends on this call right now. All right. Understand, Les Brown said this. There's different types of friendships. There's friends that you only exercise with. There are friends you only take vacations with. There are friends you only discuss your finances with. There are friends that you only speak about your spiritual being with. Your friends don't always qualify across every single category. All right. Only few will. Only few will. So understand that. Okay. Understand the power of your why. Your why. What is your why? Consistent positive action. Do y'all understand today is April 6, 2021? April 6, 2018, I walked away from corporate. So 18, 20, 22. I always lead back to 22, 18, 19, 21, 22. Think about the next 5 years from today. Okay. Now, me and my team, we usually talk about the hashtag 2024 because I did a call one time talking about the Olympics. See, Olympians, when they're training, they're not focused. Olympians, when they're by the end of 2024, 25, married with a child. Wow. Understand this. They are focused on the training. Do we all agree? Do we understand that when people are training for the Olympics, they're focused on the training? Do we all agree? Yes or no? And they're training from 4 years straight. As soon as the last one ends, they take a quick little break and they're back in the gym, and they're in the gym, and they're in the gym every single day. Testing. Can I be faster than I was? Can I be better than the version of myself yesterday? Do y'all understand that that's their Olympian mindset? The mindset of a champion is how to be better than they was the last year. So you got to think of your life in 4-year increments. That's where I got that from. I think about my life in 4-year increments. Compound effect. Compound effect. So 4 years to that, let's just go ahead and skip over here to 2024. The habits, the choices that you're going to make today, the light that you're going to speak into your life today, what will be a result at the end of 2024? 25. All right, 4 to 5 years from now, what does your life look like? Because you made the choices today. Don't worry about trying to cram a whole bunch of stuff into your schedule. If you've never worked out, don't go try to do 10 miles running in the morning. Just do 30 minutes to 3 times a week. If you've never saved money before, scale into it. Do $10 a week, then 20, then 30, month after month. Just scale into it. Because at the end of that 4 to 5 year period, guys, it's going to be a drastic change in your life. You won't be that person you was today. You're going to give yourself a quantum leap, but it took 4 years, 5 years. It may take longer than that. That's why you have to stop allowing time to be, you can't allow your success to be predicated on time. You just need to do enough action, the best that you can, backed by belief. You're good to go. Just do it over and over and over again. Don't focus on this 11 o'clock. That just focus on the sunset and then rising every single day. If you wake up to that sunrise, get to work. If you wake up to another sunrise, get to work. If we eliminated every single clock in this world, all you got to do is just focus on the sunrise. That's it. And then one day, what you want will manifest. It's that simple. So don't allow time to be a distraction in your life. That's what people tend to do. Man, I want to hurry up and make some money. You need to go work that job and make a living while you build your fortune. It's that simple, right? It's really that simple, ladies and gentlemen. As far as the environment goes, your environment is very, very important. We're going to get back to that soil. It's very, very important for you because it's going to have an effect on you. It's going to have an effect on your ambition, your dreams, how wild they expand, the access that you're connected to. See, if Riyadh didn't talk about David having a desire to make $1 million a day, I don't think it would have crossed my mind. Right? Now I'd be like, do I even really want $1 million? Now I'd be like, now I'm kind of gradually going over this and saying $1 billion barrel. All right, now I talk about 7 figures, but I'm like, I do believe in doing things in increments. But listen, at this point, we're not stopping. So yeah, $1 billion barrel. But at the end of the day, understand that having access also expands your awareness. See, a lot of your growth is never dependent upon you. Somebody told you to get that book. Somebody told you listen to the audio. That's why you understand that the people that you are around is your soil so that you can begin to grow and thrive. So when people tell you to do something, stop waiting a month before you take action on it. Your success is predicated on how fast you take action, right? Otherwise, it's waste. It's dead. It's an idea that just it has no meaning, right? The dream in your heart may be bigger than the environment in which you find yourself. Sometimes you got to get out of the environment to see that dream fulfilled. Again, the people around you, the people that you grew up with, your family, your friends, guys, a lot of times your family, your childhood friends, a lot of them sometimes may not be that person, may not be the environment you can even thrive in. They're going to have a cap because when was the last time they read a book? When was the last time they had an audio? Just because they're older? Just because you got a relationship with them for a longer period of time, that means nothing, right? That means nothing. When was the last time they exposed you to Napoleon Hill? When the last time they exposed you to Earl Nightingale? When the last time they exposed you to go listen to Tony Robbins or Les Brown? When did they expose you to that? So you should now have an increased awareness that day. I love my friends, but they still the same people. Guys, I can call plenty of my friends who still have the exact same paradigm. I don't love them no different. But I can tell you this, sometimes I feel like they may not even want to hang out with me so much too more because I'm what they call too positive. I'm too positive. I'm too real. I make decisions for myself. I don't take no BS. I don't slack. So what happens is, guys, as you begin to grow, as you begin to thrive, you start to become the mirror on the wall. Not the mirror that they want to be. It's not even haters. It's not even haters, Terry. Sometimes it's conviction. You begin to expose people to a better version of themselves and a version of themselves they're not even attempting to be. Right? It may be intimidating. It also may be, again, it's a big conviction. They'll hide from you because they don't want you to say something that they know they already know. They'll run from you. They'll like your post, they'll comment, but they'll hide and they'll run because they don't want to hear your light. They don't want your faith type of light. They don't want your light to change them. They don't want your light to help them to grow to a better version of themselves. Because where they are is comfortable and yet painful at the same time. But it's not enough for them to move, but it's enough for them to feel conviction. Because every time you come around, you're not the same person. Your hair look better, your face is shiny, you're glowing, you're talking about your cryptos growing, you're reading these books, you're listening to these audios. What begins to happen, that environment, they can't even thrive in your environment. Ooh, they can't even thrive in your environment. That's what happened. See, you think it's the other way around. No. They can no longer thrive in your environment because you got too much light, and they don't know how to do that. So they're only used to a little bit. It's like a vampire. It's like a vampire. See, vampires cannot be exposed to too much light or they'll begin to burn. I'm not calling you friends vampires, by the way. But vampires begin, when they're exposed to too much light, they begin to burn. Right? So, you have to understand the type of light that you have, the type of light that you possess. So it's okay to love them. It's okay to hug them. It's okay to send them words of encouragement. It's okay to go out to eat with them. But you have to understand this. I got this from the book as well. He said, you got to understand, this is when time matters. Let me put it to this in perspective. Time matters when you have to gauge the amount of time you spend with people. You may be having a conversation with Day Day and you're having an hour-long conversation, and that conversation should be 3 minutes. Or you're spending 2 hours on the phone with somebody and that conversation should be 1 minute long. You got to start to understand not everybody is qualified to suck that much life out of you, AKA vampires. Everybody can't have that much access to you, because what happens is, what vampires do, guys, is they typically suck the blood out of a person. And when they're sucking the blood out of you, you begin to die. So you got to be mindful of how much time you're spending with people who live in the dark, people who are preying on you. Not praying for you, but preying on you, because you've allowed what you begin to build and grow so strong. They need your type of blood. They need your type of faith. So they want to suck it out of you. They want to suck the life out of you. So you got to be mindful of who you're spending a lot of time with. It's okay. It's time to have a turn of events. Get out of your comfort zone. Go buy a new house. Go look at some of y'all been living in the same house for 20 years, 30 years. That's cool. But I challenge you, go look at the new house. Go look at the new car, right? Go look at the new clothes. Go experience new. Go find some new friends. Go get in some new environments, right? I always had this thing. I said every 10 years of my life would be totally different. I've always had this thing, because I think about Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey used to do stand-up comedy. Then Steve Harvey did his TV show. Then Steve Harvey did, he also does hosting. Then he had his own. I'm like, Steve Harvey has done so many things in different decades of his life. I said, I want to do that. 10 years I was a surgical tech. 10 years I was with IM. 10 years I was sitting on a piano somewhere. I just want to do something different every 10 years. You can live out an amazing life every 10 years. All right? Go thrive. Go be great. Go out here and have experiences. All right? But be careful of those people who are preying on you. What is the definition of prey? P-R-E-Y. They are out to hunt and kill for food. Hunt and kill for food. So be mindful when people are trying to prey on you, when people are trying to use you so they can eat. Be careful when people are trying to leverage you so they can eat. Be careful when people are trying to spend your time and suck the life out of you so they can eat. Take advantage of you. Or just waste your time. Because what happens, the more time you spend with people that are preying on you, the more time you're taking away from the table you eat at, the table that your family eats at. So be mindful. You need to go ahead down your list, look at the last time, look at your top 20 favorites, 15 favorites of phone calls that you make, and see, does that person qualify to spend that much time with me? They may be your best friend, but you got to understand what category of best friends that they lie in. Because if your best friend is not trying to grow and thrive, then that says something about you as well. You're giving them permission to keep preying on you. Nobody can get access to your emotions and your feelings without your permission. You gave them permission. So don't get mad at somebody that pissed you off. You gave them permission to piss you off. Don't get angry, irritated at that. You made a choice. When people cut you off in traffic, that is a choice to get angry at them. You can say, I pray that they are safe going forward. I don't know what they just left the house. Somebody could have left the house and got knocked upside their head and cut you off in traffic, and you cussed them out. You guys got to understand. Read the book Matthew, Mark, and Luther, John. You begin to understand the way to think and look at people. right? People don't operate from logic. They operate from emotions. Nobody operates from logic. That's why when y'all be like, man, that's common sense. People don't operate from knowledge, logic. They operate from emotions, right? But you on tonight, you understand how to access that. So who around you is sucking the life out of you? Who is praying on you? All right. But then the P-R-A-Y, who is praying for you, right? Who is having an expression of thanks? Who is grateful for you? Who wants to gratify? Who's grateful for your scaling up? Who's grateful for you having success? Who's grateful for you thriving and growing out there, beating all your fears? Anybody beat a fear this year? Drop some ones in the chat box. If you've overcome a fear this year, drop some ones in the chat box for me. All right. Ooh, that's a good feeling. That is a good feeling. Guess what? And I don't ever want you to stop doing that. Did y'all realize that once you overcame that fear, that there was nothing to be worried about? It was still peace on the other side. Yes or no? Did you come to realize that there was still peace on the other side? And so that's what you got to continue to operate in. Now you got to have that awareness that no matter what decisions that you make going forward, you're always going to feel the heart racing. You're going to feel the sweaty palms. You're going to feel the sweaty armpits, because your body has to react to what you're feeling, but your mind can overreact what you're going through. So once you give your mind to say, listen, stop tripping, let's override this experience, let's go ahead. We know it's got to be peace on the other side, because a lot of times what's the crazy thing about people is that they fear where they want to go. Did y'all realize that society usually fears where they want to go? They talk themselves out of where they want to go. They give themselves excuses to where they want to go. They have hesitation to where they want to go. They have no hesitation staying broke, being poor. Not. They don't have no hesitation in that, because they found a place called home. Let me tell you guys why. They've never built up the habit of creating new experiences. They've never built the habit of facing their fears, being at home with their fears. They've only put themselves in a space of tolerance, of a space they never want to be in. And they've gotten so comfortable, they have called it home. So when you, Terry Steve, come along and say, hey, I got an opportunity of a lifetime that can change where you are now, it can really put you in a space where you want to go. You can now see yourself there. Guys, they stopped using the lights. Those were one of those seeds that stayed buried and never had access to the light, because they never gave themselves permission to access the light. Understand, your words can provide access or cut it off. Your words can provide access and cut it off. And Jesus I told y'all all the time, Jesus said, if you can believe, it is done. Do y'all understand that every time a blessing was what happened in the word, the blessing was never based off of God's power. It was based off of your power to believe. Jesus never said, all right, well, let me first do this. He said, no, it is done if you can believe. So understand that everything that you're asking for, I keep telling y'all this, every blessing, every healing, every manifestation, every goal that you've ever asked happened at the beginning of time. But your faith gives you access. You're not asking for something that wasn't created. Your faith provides the access. That's as simple as it goes. So for those of you who are waiting around for six-figure training council, want to be chairman, it's already been complete. Jesus sitting there looking at you like this. Well, if you got the faith, whatever you decide to believe, it's already done. And the funny part about it, it's going to come at you so fast, you're going to be like, dang, why did it happen this fast? Because your faith finally caught up to what was already created. Just like when I do that in Kiki, I tell y'all, let the market come to you. We predict the future by simply what? Making the right predictions. 3 weeks in a row, winning streak. Guess what? Who's undefeated though? Guess who's undefeated? So how about you go, he's tired of you sitting in a pending order status. That's your situation right now. Some of you guys are having these pending orders instead of executions. Your faith doesn't require you to have a pending order. It requires you to have an execution. The faster you act upon that entry, the faster you enter into that space, the faster you'll see a result. Because let me tell y'all what happens with pending orders. Pending faith comes with hope, comes with I hope it happens. Pending faith means I hope it activates the trade, right? But when you can execute that thing, you're going to have immediate success. So what are you not executing in your life on tonight? Limit activated, by the way. Besides my limits, I'm kidding, right? But understand, when you put yourself in believe, say space and belief, family, you'll get exactly what you desire. Jesus, my son, he's vomiting, he can't see, he's this, he's that. Okay, well, whenever you believe it, he'll be healed. All right? It's simple. Whenever you believe, you'll hit your goal. Somebody drop in the chat, I believe. I believe. If you can believe, all things are possible. It's that simple. And the key word in that phrase, guys, is all things. You got to stop allowing your faith to be dictated based off of what you only can believe can happen. You can't have specialized faith. It can't be specialty. See, when you work in the medical field, there are specialties. All right. There's ortho, right? There's neuro. There's different specialties. But you got to understand that God is a primary care physician. He can oversee everything. So your faith has to be based off of the word all, not specialty. Oh, I only have faith that he can heal me only in my finances. He can only heal me with my health. No, all areas, all things to those who believe. So are we going to believe on tonight? Yes or no? Are we going to believe on tonight? Yes or no? All things. But it's up to you. You are the seed. You are planted in the right soil right now in this moment. Your words are going to create the light to allow that seed to come out of you. All right, to allow that plant to come out of you so you can reproduce for other people. Understand your success story is not just for you. It's so that somebody else can become a new seed and so they can reproduce. But the words you speak are the light, and the words are going to bring the light to you so that you can grow and break soil, break out of this experience. All right? But it's based off of you, your faith. Your faith will gauge how far you go. And don't forget, it's two strains. You're going to be attracting faith and you're going to be attracting challenges. But those who truly believe, they pass every single course. Doesn't matter what they're facing. Doesn't matter what they're blessing through. You got to understand it. You got to continue to stand and stand strong through every single experience, because rain always excels growth. All right. Rain always excels growth. So let the rain come, let the sun come, but both will excel your growth. All right. I love y'all. It's been an amazing call tonight. If you got some value, drop some flames in the chat box. All right. Somebody give me a hashtag on tonight. What is going to be our hashtag tonight? All right. What is going to be our hashtag on tonight? What y'all got for me? What's one of the nuggets you got? What's our hashtag tonight? Y'all give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I need something I can post on the gram and in these chats. What y'all got? Ain't nobody got no hashtag tonight? Come on now. Look at your notes. Look at your notes. Praying, not praying. Hey, there we go. That was a good one. Excuseless. I might have to go with excuseless. I done showed y'all my world tonight. Plant them seeds of faith. I didn't have the money. I did not have the money. I didn't. Now I'm hopping on planes like all the time, and it's a good space. Everybody growing their money. We're teaching people how to win. Okay. I believe. Well, let's go with I believe on tonight, because remember, nothing gets activated until you believe. That's the key thing. That's the one thing I'll take away from this whole call. None of your blessings get activated until you believe. So y'all go to social media, you go to your team chats, and just put in there, I believe. Hashtag I believe everywhere. Because somebody needs to. I love y'all. Peace and blessings. I'll see y'all next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Y'all have a blessed night.